Hello everyone. We are halfway there. We're finally at week 8, which means that we only have 7 more weeks until we're at the end of the semester. That's a good thing. I have been very pleased with your work up until this point. So hopefully this video should be a little bit shorter, but I just wanted to jump right in and get started. First off, I know that a lot of you really struggle with the IQ testing portion. I know this is a difficult chapter, but it's mandatory for all counselors to know this information, and that's why we had to cover it. Many of you felt like you didn't agree with IQ testing or you didn't think it was very valid, and I definitely see the argument in that. One of the huge issues is that we haven't even really figured out a way to define IQ, and so putting an IQ label on someone can have some very negative impacts. So as counselors, we need to use this information for good. We need to be able to explain to parents, this IQ testing is not showing your student's ability to learn, or you're not stuck with this IQ. It can provide us with a lot of information about a student or a client. So just kind of keep that in mind. Read the announcements. I know that we have had some weather emergencies in our area, and I know that some of you all may be struggling with internet or access to Blackboard. I am able to see when's the last time that someone logged on, and so I see that some of you guys are having trouble. So check out my announcement about that. Email me if you have questions. I also added some information about Folio 180. I really don't know much about it, but I'm just promising you all that once I get the information, I will make sure that everyone is on board and everyone gets through this course successfully. Paper due dates, I made an announcement about that. It was written in the syllabus wrong, and I don't think too many people were misled by that, but if so, I put up some information about paper due dates. And then I also, if you all notice, I've had your weekly content up a little bit earlier, and I will try to keep doing that. I'll try to get it up by Thursday or Friday. That way, if you're someone who likes to work over the weekend, you can get a head start on the upcoming week. But please don't start on the next week until you finish that week. And then as far as feedback, I will be giving you weekly feedback now. I'm trying to make it a little bit more personalized. Some people have questions or different things that they've asked me in the reflections. And what I've tried to do is capture that all in the video. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to give you sort of more personalized feedback. So you're going to look at your reflection grade for the week just like you looked at the feedback for the paper preparation. And my writing should be right there. You shouldn't have to click on a PDF. And I will give you a little bit of feedback. If you don't have many questions or there's not much to give you feedback on, you may not hear much from me. But I will do that. I'll still do the videos and kind of reflect on some of the main questions that people have had. This week we are moving to achievement and aptitude testing. And then finally we will be done with the more school-related tests and we can get into some of the more mental health tests. But what I want you to be thinking about when we look at achievement versus aptitude is that achievement tests want to find out, did you learn the past information? So we're at the end of 4th grade, and I want to know if you learned these things in 4th grade. An aptitude test is saying, do you have the ability to learn the information? And that's a lot of the college admission tests that you see. So even though you may not know everything that you're supposed to be or to know as a freshman in college, do you have the ability to learn that information? And once again, this is something that is very subjective. And so we are going to talk a little bit about that. Thank you. Have a great week. Keep up the good work and let me know if you guys have any questions. Bye.